In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, one God, amen. Thank you guys for joining us on yet another awesome episode of CYC Guy Talk. Again, some of my brothers that I love so much, talking about the issues that are on our minds. And we're keeping things honest. After all, this is Guy Talk. So for this episode, I'm going to start with a statistic that's really surprising. So, texting among American teenagers far outpaces the rates in every country. And this is with our unlimited texting plans. But teenage boys, 14 to 17, have been kind of surveyed, and on average, they spend more than 100 texts in a given day. And there was another statistic in September 2009, 54% of teenagers sent text messages daily. And that was up 38% from 18 months ago. So 18 months earlier. And additionally, 50% of the teenagers surveyed were found to spend a minimum of 75 texts a day, or 1,500 texts per month. So the issue is texting, right? So Bivnoti, where is this craze coming from? Why do you think people are on statistics? Oh, 1,500 a month. What is that all about?
Well, it's easier to text than talk. Like, honestly, for one, I'll hate to be on the phone the whole day, but I could just text one person the whole day, like, answer random. Like, if I'm eating, I actually don't want to talk to you right now. You know, I'll get back to you in like 15 minutes or so.
So it's an easier way to talk to
Yeah, it's an
people.
easier way. Mm-hmm. Gives you time to think about what you want to say in most situations.
Oh, that's a good point. What do you think, Michael?
I think it's just because, it's really cheap now, and you can have unlimited plan, or you could have like 10,000 texts a month, whatever your plan is. And I don't know, and I think it's just, like Pivnoti said, it's really easy. You just type in and, there's no thought, and you just, talk to this person.
That's a good point. So, let's talk about that. Since we're all talking about the great things about it, let's talk about some positive aspects of texting. So we said that it's easier. You brought up the point that it's cheaper. What else do you guys think? What are some of the benefits of texting rather than the old-fashioned way, or rather than not having any form of communication? What do you think the benefits of texting are? Rami, what do you think? It's fun.
It is fun to text. Because you can be talking to like as Bivnoti said, you could be talking to like one person the entire day and just not get bored. It's fun.
Okay. What do you think, Kiro?
Well, for one, I think that it's quieter, so this way you don't have to be obnoxious and just pick up the phone and call someone. If you're in a meeting or something and you have to talk to someone and it's an emergency, you can sneak a text or two, or 20.
George, what do you think?
I completely agree with Kiro. It's a quiet way to get something done fast. You don't have to wait for them to pick up the phone and be obnoxious, like he said. You could just sneak a text.
So, just from what you're saying here, there's a lot of positive, great things about texting. Let's now talk about maybe some of the harms of texting. Bivnoti, why don't you...
It kills a lot of time. And like another thing, it takes away from sleep. Honestly, like before I go to sleep, I might be in bed like all covered up and everything, and if I hear my phone vibrate, I'm out of that bed, I'm answering that text. I don't care if I'm like dead asleep, I'm answering it. If I'm in class, it's a distraction. If I'm trying to focus on spiritual life, bigger distraction.
Okay, so those are a lot of points. So you said sleeping, you're distracting in church and in school. What do you think?
I think that a lot of people text when they're talking to people in person. So like I could be talking to Pivnoti and I'll be on my phone texting. That's really annoying, and like we said, it's really obnoxious. Like, yo, get off your phone. I'm trying to talk to you here. What's wrong with you?
Or even like maybe when we're out to dinner with our parents, and and then sometimes they don't understand. Like, how dare us whip out our phone while we're while we're eating, and then while we're with them,
Or even watching a movie, like something casual. They're just like. It's just something really bad for them. They don't like to do that.
Texting is actually sort of an idol, because an idol doesn't have to be like a statue that you worship. an idol is something that takes you away from God. So it can be pretty much anything, and yeah, like
Wow.
yeah, and like even when I'm like with my family, like I'll be enjoying the conversation they're talking about, but then the text message comes, and then I'm answering back, and they answer, and the conversation starts, and then people getting it out, and people just like even my family members just like, dude, get off your phone.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Awesome. Kira, what are you thinking?
Well, I think texting is a form of like secretly talking to someone. So no one really knows who you're talking to. You can be talking to like 50 girls, for example, and you're in front of your parents, and you really like they have no idea who you're talking to. So that can affect your spiritual life. You can get carried away with texting. Nobody knows what you're saying, and now that you know that no one sees you or knows who you're talking to, you can just say a bunch of stuff that's really harmful to someone's spiritual life.
That's a great point. One thing I'd like to say is that, and I'm glad you brought this up, is with the youth and with this phenomenon of texting, so definitely we brought up some points of how it's great and it's efficient and it's cheap and it's easier, but the devil has a great way of taking things that are positive and really twisting them and making them for the negative. And one thing that you said, Kiro, about inappropriate messages or inappropriate pictures. This is a great avenue for, statistically, for now more people are being exposed to things they've never been exposed to just because of this texting. Yeah, Kira, what do you have to say?
It's a great way to talk to people. If you're embarrassed to talk to them right away in front of their faces, or calling them, you can just speak to them by typing. So if you want to ask a girl out and you're embarrassed to do it to her in her face, you would text her and it would be easier.
So it can lead you to do things that you might never want to do, or you might want to do, but you would never do in person, but this might give you the courage to do it. And again, a way the devil can really take charge in your life. Something like asking a girl out. It's something that we've talked on some of our other shows about. This is an easier way, as some of us have mentioned, to go about doing things that might hurt us. Bevnoti, go ahead. What do you have to say?
I wanted to add a point that even it's becoming more common right now in today's community, which is sexting.
What is it?
Sexting.
Oh, I've heard of this. Sexting.
Which is basically, it's really common and it is illegal in most places, right? Which is basically sending inappropriate pictures and over the cell phone. Right? It could be as easy as that, and that could destroy someone's life.
That's a very good point. I'm glad I should have not have, well, no, that was funny. So, but you're absolutely right. Sexting is it's a new thing, and it's sad that something that's so awesome, something new and innovative,
But even with like a normal text, like, for example, you could tell me something about someone, forward, everyone in my phone book. Everyone knows about it now. It's that easy.
That's a great point, and
so you gotta be careful.
So you gotta be careful with this new technology of texting, of messaging. It's easier and it's fun, as Rami had mentioned, but they're also dangerous. How do you think we can protect ourselves from some of these crazy things that might happen, these crazy addictions that might occur? These, Rami, what were you saying earlier about, messages and you knew somebody who had something?
I had a friend actually. He was my friend, and I
Wait a minute, Rami. Was he your friend? Because you said. Finish what you were saying.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. He was my
He
friend.
was your friend. Great. We understand that. Because you said it 15 times.
Yeah, he was my friend, and
Okay.
what happened was that
Was he your friend or not?
he was my friend.
Okay, already. Finish it. I don't want to hear about your friend anymore. Hey, you're not on a microphone right now.
So, and he was telling me about all this texting, and even when like he's in like the middle of class, he's like just texting without the teacher knowing, and he's telling me how he would sound like he would empty his inbox and then refill it again, like almost 7 times a day, and then sometimes it would even be more than that. And at the end of the month, his amount, he had unlimited texting, and at the end of the month, he saw that the bill said that he had 15,000 text messages.
15,000 text messages. That's a.
What's that? My story beats.
Oh, I mean, was it your friend though? Was it your friend?
A guy who had passed.
You knew a guy, or was it your friend?
No, I knew a guy. He wasn't my friend, but like we talked. Not a friend.
All right. I don't want to hear about your friend anymore. All right? I'm just kidding. Go ahead. What happened to your guy?
Yeah, he would talk every day. A simple message could be the letter K to a friend. He could text that to anyone. He would always.
So he would just send random letters to people that he knows?
No, the message should have like a sentence or two. He simplifies it to a K, letter K for okay. He's too lazy to write the whole.
Yeah.
He could be standing in front of the guy that he's talking to, and he could be texting him. Just because he's doing another thing, like eating or something. Just text the guy in front of me.
You know, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this humongous social media tool called Twitter. But Twitter, the whole concept of that, is 140 characters or less of whatever you want to say. And where did they get that 140 characters? From a text. So an SMS used to be 140. So what they did was they said, you know, well, people are already talking to each other in text, so we might as well create this. And now people, like you're saying, their lingo, their language, you know, I had somebody come up to me the other day and say, I'm just JK, bro, I'm just JK. And I said, what do you mean you're just JK? Tell me he's just kidding. People are not speaking real conversation anymore.
Like Kira was saying, it's a waste of time. And I also, I have a friend also, he is really my friend. And he actually failed an essay because he kept, you know, taking shortcuts with these letters and phrases and stuff. So yeah, instead of saying the word you, he would just write the letter U. And
oh man!
Yeah. And he would actually put LOL in the essay.
So I want to thank everybody for their great input on texting, and you know, we've learned so much, and we learned that there's some positives, some great things, some efficient ways we can really benefit our lives, but also there's a lot of harm. And with that, let's please be mindful and keep that in mind as we carry out through our day. Till next time, we'll see you on Guy Talk, CYC. Glory be to God forever, amen.